Knights of the Brotherhood, we have a new mission. It was brought to our attention by one of our scribes of an individual who has shown signs of great and unprecedented power. The individual in question is named Lorenzo Cabot. It's been reported that this individual has certain abilities and powers that the Brotherhood deem of utmost importance. It joys me to announce we have been provided the glorious task of capturing and securing the target for the Brotherhood. The subject is currently being held in a highly secured underground lab within the Parsons State Insane Asylum. So, our plan is as follows. Locate, incapacitate, and transport the target to a locally manufactured Brotherhood stronghold, which will be situated underneath the Lynwoods watchtower. Once in the facility, we will secure him within a custom-built holding cell where members of the Elder Council can conduct necessary testing. What we will now be referring to as Operation Ubar Crown will take place tomorrow morning at precisely 0600 hours. Is that understood?
Sir, yes, sir.
Knights of the Brotherhood, you are dismissed.
So, as you've probably very smartly deduced from that little intro, today's build will be taking place at the very north of the wasteland at a place named Lynwoods. And as I'm sure you can also tell from the intro to this video, this build is of the utmost importance. So given that the Brotherhood needed this job done correctly, they of course called up the best builder in the entire wasteland. Jabba Games. But luckily he was busy, so I took the job instead. And given that up until now I've only built settlements for either raiders, the general wastelanders, or the occasional serial killer,
How do you do?
I jumped at the chance. But if I was going to do this build, I needed to meet the Brotherhood's long list of demands, which were an underground bunker capable of housing a dozen Brotherhood members at any one time, a fortified perimeter around the tower with additional lookout posts around the entire settlement, a full-size fortified landing pad for the Brotherhood vertibirds, as well as a top-level security holding cell for a human being with extraordinary superpowers. And once I finished the build, the Brotherhood want a full walkthrough and highlight video sent over to them for assessment. So yeah, considering all the work I need to get done, I guess I better get started. To start off the build, I planned on fortifying the existing tower by expanding the top section into a fully decked out watchtower. Then, dotted around the camp perimeter, I would add small elevated guard stations, as well as extra fortified guard posts set on either side of the road that runs through the settlement. On the elevated eastern rock face, I'd build a landing pad for the vertibirds, and in the centre of the camp, I'd add a farming plot and water tower which would supply the main bunker with food and drink in case of any issues sourcing supplies for extended stays. As for the bunker, I'd be breaking that up into 8 sections. Section 1 would be a barracks for all personnel to sleep in. Section 2 would be a small gym to keep up physical fitness. Section 3 would be the holding cell / research room. Section 4 would be a doctor's surgery. Section 5 would be a canteen. Section 6 would be a war room. Section 7 would be a toilet and shower room. And Section 8 would be an open plan mess hall and target range split over 2 floors. So, now my plan for both the bunker and the exterior of the settlement was fully laid out, it was time to begin building. Now, for anyone that isn't familiar with Lynwoods, it's important to explain that this site has a slight pest problem. And by pest, I mean a bunch of raiders and a couple of pretty mean deathclaws. So in the vein of working smarter and not harder, I snuck up to the top of the tower and fired up the alarm which would cause an all-out brawl between the local raiders and deathclaws, which I watched from the safety of my newly acquired guard tower. Once most of the fighting was over, I whipped out my fat man and disposed of the final deathclaw.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
And once that was done, I got started where all good settlement builds start, with a good old-fashioned clear up. Once this was done, I placed down my bunker hatch and got to work laying down all the floors and walls to ensure I didn't fall through the map into a never-ending void of low-res textures.
What the fuck is this?
One quick thing to note about this was how much of a pain in the ass this stone wall on the tower was, as you could travel through one side but not the other, which made this section of the bunker build incredibly tedious to say the least. Once this was done, I laid down some floors and walls for the main section of the bunker until I had an interior husk that looked something like this. After I'd finished up the bunker layout, I moved upstairs and began working on the perimeter wall around the main watchtower, which was made up of a bunch of these barricade structures, which I believe are also used outside the Cambridge police station. And I used the same pieces to add multiple guard posts around the settlement to ensure everything was properly protected from all angles. After this, I added my helipad to the eastern rock face and supported it using these steel girders. Once that was in place, I moved my attention to the top of the main tower and got to work adding some prefab wood structures to provide it with an authentic look that felt like an old school medieval watchtower. I used wood for this section as I felt it fit the aesthetic of the building, and to support the structure I added a few more steel girders to make it more practically believable. And I think it turned out pretty damn cool if I do say so myself. And with the watchtower now complete, the main husk of the settlement was finished, which meant it was time to go off screen and add all of the decorations to turn this location from a skeleton build into a full fleshed out stronghold. So, without further ado, I present to you the finished Lynwoods Stronghold for the Brotherhood of Steel.
Good to see you, sir.
Okay, so here we are. We will start off the tour on the vertibird pad, or helipad, whatever you want to call it. As we go throughout the tour, I'll just point out bits and bobs, certain aspects of what the Brotherhood may or may not have asked for, and my own touches that I put into it. So starting off here, we've got the guard posts. These are surround the entire settlement, and they're fully stocked with ammunition, tables, and fully automatic turrets as well. Got a couple of guards here.
If you aren't Brotherhood, you're nothing.
Alright, fair enough. Whatever you say. And then over there we've got the water tower. Got the sort of entrance to the main part of the wasteland.
Out of my way, wastelander.
That's not very nice, mate. God. Face only your mother could love. And then over here we've got the main section of the settlement. So this is the sort of farming area where any food can be taken down to the sort of main part of the bunker if we aren't able to get supplies in via vertibird or boat. Now making our way past the water tower, we've got the sort of one of the two unique guard posts here.
I don't have time for you right now.
Alright, you'll tend to find they're very, very rude, the Brotherhood. And over here we've got the exit to the main part of the bunker, and that's fully guarded by those turrets as well. Over there we've got the main part of the watchtowers, the Lynwoods watchtower, another sort of little settlement station, and then over to our right hand side we've got the second of the unique sort of guard towers, which looks out over to the river. It gives a really good sight line of everything around, so, you know, if anything's on the way, kind of get their heads up from there, or the top tower first.
If you aren't Brotherhood, you're nothing.
Alright, they tell you what, they're not imaginative, they all say the same shit, and they all have that fugly ass looking face. Nice view of the river though. Right, moving on, and we will now make our way into the main part of the tower, or actually tell you what, before that what we'll do is we'll make our way around the perimeter of the tower just so I can show you the sort of turrets and things we're using as well to keep this base safe. Right, so we're going to make our way around to the left hand side here, and just round this corner you'll have the stairs to the main perimeter. Got light turrets as well as integrated turrets, and also full ammo stocks for everything here as well.
Back off, civilian.
Yep,
Can't talk while I'm on duty.
understood. And then to our left-hand side, we've got a good view there of the asylum. Okay, now let's make our way into the main part of the tower. Have you got anything to say?
If you aren't Brotherhood, you're nothing.
Yep, okay, heard that one before. Absolute meatheads, these guys. They've only got a couple of lines to say, but, you know, they pay well, so I'll do the job, I guess. Right, let's make our way up the tower. So on the first level here, we've got a sort of like small tinkering area. Any sort of like small fixes you might want to do, you could do there. Got a fat man on the wall in case of emergencies. Now on our second level, we've got a couple of bunks just for rotating shift patterns, so guards don't have to go all the way down to the bunker and then back up here. Another couple of beds, got some food rations as well there, just so maybe you have a snack on your watch, who knows. Whatever they want to do is up to them. And then up here we've got the main part of the guard tower now. Fully stocked, guns, ammunition everywhere, and not only that, the siren still works as well, so yeah. Right, anyways, that's enough of that. So make our way around here and I'll show you the
Out of
view
my
from-
way, wastelander.
You're in my way. And here we've got a really nice view of the main part of the settlement as well. Looking good. With the tower now explored, let's make our way into the bunker. These are the main stairs leading into the main part of the bunker. And at the end of the tour I'll show you where the exit is. So first of all we make our way through the cleansing station, which any good bunker would need, so you can get rid of all those nasties you might pick up from the wasteland. And there's our little gym with a couple of bewildered looking Brotherhood members there. This is a full view of the full bunker, and we'll make our way into the residential suite, and I'll show you that first. So as you can see, nice and neat and tidy, as you'd expect from Brotherhood. Everything you'd need from a sort of barracks section. And a couple of recruits over there, some magazines on the wall just for some nighttime reading, but yeah, everything you'd need from a sort of barracks area. Now we'll move on to the sort of power armor station. So again, got the little workable bits. And now down to our security slash what would be target range area, I guess.
I don't have time for you right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Back off, civilian.
I'll go where I want, I'm the architect, mate. And we've got fully powered gun targets over here, as I'll show you now. Lovely stuff. Right, so making our way back upstairs now, we'll go into what is probably the most important part of the entire settlement build, the research and holding cell. Or research center and holding cell, sorry, I should say. Got a full-on vault door as well, just to make sure whatever goes in can't come out unless they are explicitly allowed to. Got the sort of main reception desk here, and then got the main terminal log reception area over there for the most senior member of the Brotherhood. Some isolation pods, they were requested, I don't know why they want them, but they got them. And then we've got the top level holding cell here with a force field door. So again, much like the vault door, ain't no getting in or out unless the Brotherhood say so. And this is the full holding cell. Ready for Mr. Cabot himself. Right, better lock this back up. Okay, making our way round now to the cafeteria. As you'd expect from any sort of Brotherhood section and area in this bunker, it's fully stocked and it can essentially feed 12 Brotherhood members for up to a month between the food in here and the other preserves we have or other storages we have. So yeah, plenty of food to go around, even a little breakfast area over there, an espresso machine. So it's, well, I'm fairly confident in saying they're not going to go hungry anytime soon. But that's all for the cafeteria area. Then we've got the sort of mess area over here where everyone can eat their food. And then just beyond that we've got the clinic or medical centre.
Military business only.
Okay, so this doctor has appeared to have mastered the art of levitation, which is good to know. Better be quick in here, because dealing with mystical beings can always be a bit tricky.
Back off, civilian.
Yeah, as you say. Right, we'll get out of here. Let's close that door. Whew, okay. Right, now we'll make our way into the war room, what they've named Order of the Shield. I suppose because they're looking to protect the wasteland, or protect whatever research they have, I guess. And yeah, as you can see, a nice war table in the middle of the room here. Got a small armory as well, just in case it's needed, and also a drinks cabinet. And then lastly of all, we've got the bathroom section. Got some washers and dryers to our right hand side here. So you can keep nice and clean. Then got some shitters over this side. And just past the shitters we have the showering area where you can get all the goop off you. But yeah, pretty much everything you'd need from a bathroom section, and that pretty much sums up the entirety of the tour. Again, really enjoyed making this one. It did take quite a long time, but I'm really happy with the end result. The Brotherhood paid big bucks, so it was definitely worth doing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, and as always, hopefully I'll see you in the next one.